Hotep, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors as always, giving honor to my sister who's in the her organic state right now, you know, traveling with the ancestors on the ancestral realm, along with our Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, and my relatives who have moved on to the ancestral realm, as well as all our brothers and sisters, you know, especially the ones who gave their lives for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. Today I want to talk about Brother Charlie Murphy, who made his ascension yesterday, April the 12th, 2017, in the United States. Our deepest condolences go out to his family, to his friends, other relatives, his fans, and everyone who even heard of the name Charlie Murphy. One thing I want to discuss is that Charlie Murphy was a, well, as we all know, he's the brother of Eddie Murphy. We know that for those who are not asleep or slow. And he was a very underrated actor, comedian actor. You know, he's never had a leading role per se. And you know, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video on those, you know, those brothers and sisters who are highly underrated, who have played in hundreds and hundreds of movies, documentaries, sitcoms, you know, biopics, and whatever, that have played major supporting roles, you know, in a lot of movies, and that are very, very, you know, underrated, and they're not recognized, and they're given the recognition that they should be given. And we should have some type of festival or something for all our brothers and sisters who do not receive the recognition that they should, that's rightfully due to them. You know, and most of them, the roles that they play actually make the movie. You know, along with their talent and their performance. You know, I could go on and name at least 50 off the top, but I'm going to save that for another video clip. However, you know, one question that I have concerning Brother Charlie Murphy, and, you know, and like I tell you all, I deal with the facts. Now, one thing that puzzles me, I've never seen Charlie Murphy involved in any type of leukemia-based, you know, benefits or fundraisers, if you will. And no one knew. I know the majority of us did not know that this brother was dealing with the leukemia disease until he passed. Usually when someone is dealing with leukemia, you usually see them make a lot of infomercials and things of that nature, you know, promoting support, you know, financial support, and advocating for victims of leukemia. And no one never knew that that brother was dealing with that. So that makes me wonder whether he really had it or not. I never heard his brother, I never heard Eddie mention anything about it. So, you know, that kind of brought some type of sort of a suspicion, you know, and not to you know, come down on anyone or anything like that, or create some type of scandal, you know, during this period where this brother is making his ascension into the ancestral realm, you know, or to, you know, break the, you know, the peace that the family is trying to, you know, create among themselves, so they'll be able to deal with this entire process. Trust me, I totally know the feeling of losing a sibling. That's why I can, you know, I can really understand, you know, how Eddie Murphy is feeling, you know, and the rest of his family, siblings or whatever. You know, you know, myself, I just lost one of the closest siblings in my family, my sister, you know, my only sister. And it's you know, I know the devastation, you know, I know the emptiness, I know how it feels to you know, be so devastated, you know, and you know, and be impacted by the loss of a sibling. You know, but Charlie Murphy, like I said, he was a phenomenal actor, phenomenal. He and Rick James were very, very close, and I don't know what the situation was with, you know, with Rick James passing and then Charlie Murphy. You know, it can't, you know, it doesn't, it's not registering to me, you know, as a ascension from natural causes. I'll just say that, you know, for right now, until further investigation, because I do not throw bones, you know, or, you know, just throw anything out there, come out my mouth with anything just to create some type of conversation that leads to confusion if it's not valid, you know, if it's not official. So I'll reserve judgment on certain issues surrounding Brother Charlie Murphy. However, I would love to celebrate the life of Charlie Murphy. And he was phenomenal, very, very funny, you know, based on the interviews and the people that have worked with him. He was a real down-to-earth brother. To me, he was like the hardcore, he was like a hard street version of Eddie Murphy. You know, because Charlie was a straight G. He ain't give a fuck, you know, at times. Charlie went to their ass. He ain't give a fuck what he said a lot of times. You know, he was just, you know, he was just a realist. You know, and that's what I used to respect about him. You know, and that's what made his, you know, his craft so great. You know, he was so funny. You know, and by the way, he used to say things. You know, some people are just funny just by the way they say it. It's not what they say, it's how they say it and the way that they say it that's, you know, that can be hilarious to a lot of people. And he was one of those brothers, you know. And without a doubt, he was a street nigga. Don't, you know, we all know that. That nigga kept it motherfucking gutter. You know, and that's what a lot of G's drew from him. You know, that's what a lot of G's kind of gravitated towards him about, because he had that motherfucking gangster shit in him. You know, opposed to Eddie, who did, you know, Eddie was kind of like the square. You know, don't get me wrong, Eddie is a brilliant man. You know, but, you know, Eddie was more like, you know, Eddie was like a muffin compared to Charlie Murphy being a brick, you know. So, and that's what, you know, people loved about Charlie Murphy, you know. And Charlie, you know, a lot of people don't know he was in the Navy. You know, he's the father of 3 children. You know, one by one queen, and, you know, his wife passed a few years ago. You know, and she lost her bout with cancer. You know, and Charlie went through a period of deep depression, and he began to, you know, come around. He snapped out of it, and he began to work through that situation, because losing his wife was very devastating and painful a painful time for that brother. And see, that's the thing, you know, we sit back and, you know, we're quick to judge people and criticize people without knowing exactly the shit that we go through, especially black men, especially us. You know, nobody wants to say, you know, brother, I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. You know, the majority of the time is nigga get this and do this and you ain't doing this and get that and, you know, you ain't shit and, you know, that's why I got this and, you know, and we're the most fucked over species on the planet. And then the white man, he kills us. He sees that nobody does. He sees that we get no support from our own race, from our own family, from our own spouses, you know, and, you know, they just kill us anytime they feel like it. You know, they take a drink, get in the squad car, you know, blow our goddamn brains out, you know, get media coverage, media attention, you know, become millionaires, do a book deal, do a movie deal on Lifetime, you know, at the expense of one of our lives. You know, and then they make these movies. You have these faggots, Tyler Perry and all them, that hate men. Only thing they want from a man is a dick, you know, and, you know, and they hate women, so they make the women go against the men. You know, so the women can hate the men, leave the men out there stranded, you know, for these motherfucking faggots. You know, and then these motherfucking gumps are just, you know, they just mopping up. You know, it's a fucked up game. It's a fucked up game. You know, and I say that to say that this is the plight that the black men have to go through, the ordeal that they have to go through. They have to do shit twice as better. They got to do shit twice as longer, twice as harder. You know, and still don't receive the recognition. Unless you're some type of super athlete, or you can spit 16 bars, you know, or you can sing and dance like a motherfucking monkey. You know, dance like a wind-up monkey. And those are ones that get respect. You know, but the 9 to 5 brother, you know, or the 5 to 10 brother, you know, gets no respect, no honor, or nothing. You know, the average brother that gets his grind on. And then you have a small percentage of conscious brothers. You know, the brothers that know exactly what time it is. Such as myself. I know what time it is. So, that's why I try to share my knowledge with other brothers, you know, specifically other brothers, to wake them up so they can become the black gods that they're supposed to become. You know, besides continue to be fucked over and ran over by everybody. You know, we're at the top of the food chain for you know, annihilation. And we got to be clear about this shit, you know. A lot of you niggas don't even believe this shit. Because you got a fucking Range Rover and you working for this motherfucking cracker, or you working in this federal government. Like you know, like you'll cut above the rest of the motherfucking slaves, or, you know, oppression, you know, doesn't include you. Discrimination doesn't include you. Being pulled over and being murdered by a pig doesn't include you. A lot of you motherfucking niggas got shit twisted, man. You know, and a lot of you soft as a motherfucker. You know, you try to be so European, and, you know, you don't, you know, you get around them motherfucking crackers, and then you ashamed to bring your family around these motherfucking crackers. These crackers are savages. And all they do is just gauge you. What they're doing is learning from your motherfucking ass. Because they really envy us. They really want to be us. Unfortunately, they can't, because they come from us. We got so much, you know, the melanin and power that we have as you know, melanin. Check it out. Melanin is almost $400 a gram, and you were just born with this. You were born. We were born naturally cut up. We were born species. We don't have to get dick injections, animal meat packed in our dicks to make it appear like we got big dicks, and we come like that. We come fully motherfucking equipped. You know, but a lot of you motherfuckers they're dealing with that self-hatred. Y'all getting your skin bleached, hating yourself, and everybody's trying to be like you. But they playing you out of position to make you feel as though being melanated is a motherfucking curse. And a lot of y'all dumb motherfuckers are falling for it. Y'all going for the okie doke once again. You know, the 200-year okie doke once again. But enough of that. I'll get back to that in a minute. But what I want to talk about also is your man Trump, who this motherfucker cracker, he sits and drops a GBU 43 bomb in Afghanistan. You know. Now last week when he was bombing Syria, he talking about he felt so motherfucking fucked up because he murdered so many babies and children and women. But this week he used one of the most powerful bombs on the planet in Afghanistan. You know, claiming to be destroying ISIS, but you know what that's about. That's about blowing up Afghanistan, colonizing Afghanistan, so the United States can dominate the opiate trade over there. You know, if you sleep, you won't understand what the fuck is going on. But that's what this whole goddamn war shit is about. Who's going to control the oil and the dope? You have Korea, you have Korea, you have China, you have Afghanistan, you have Iran. You know, and Iran has they got a brother over there that's locked down. He's locked up over there. I think he's getting ready to come out, but his brother is out. And Iran said they not giving up a motherfucking thing. You know, so, you know, and Trump trying to play this big bad John Wayne type shit. You know, but, you know, bragging the United States is the greatest military and all this, and you niggas, this the shit that burns me up. You slaves. I'm talking about we bombed Afghanistan, boss. We bombed Afghanistan. Get the fuck out of here, man. You know, you niggas, man. You motherfuckers better be lucky, cause and then this is what's gonna fuck you niggas up when Trump take that lift, when he takes that restriction off of that felon shit and allow felons to join the motherfucking military, and then they start to drafting motherfuckers out that penitentiary. I bet you won't be saying we then when he be setting your motherfucking ass up over there. When he you know, lifts that motherfucking ban up on that felon shit, you know, and start loading motherfuckers up, you know, starting with the penitentiary and sending motherfuckers over there on these motherfucking death missions, you know, that's designed for you not to make it back over here. Cause it can happen. It can happen with the stroke of a motherfucking pen from this devil. So my advice to a lot of you people out here is to start reading these editorials, put that goddamn sports down, stop watching that basketball and all that. Cause I told y'all years ago, I said every time the playoffs come, when the playoffs come, they start killing people, entertainers, celebrities, and athletes. and they keep the playoffs to distract you from what's really going on. You know, and y'all are too goddamn dumb to see this shit. Cause you're not gonna watch Fox News. You're not gonna watch CNN. You're not gonna find out if he sent any more military artillery over in Afghanistan. You don't give a fuck because the playoffs are on. The NBA playoffs are on. So that shit don't matter. Now, when that shit go off, then you wanna, catch up on world events, and it don't work like that. Because what you do most is what you do best. If you sit around and do nothing, that's what you are, a professional at, doing nothing. You spend your time getting high, that's what you're best doing, getting high. So, we have to, really step our game up and get on top of ourselves. Get on top of ourselves. Because we allow, the black man, you allow too much shit, to take place. And you allow too much shit to go on in your life. In your personal life, in your social life, in your work life. When you out there in society, in your family life, you allow too much shit to take place without responding or retaliating. Personally myself, I had made decisions several years ago. Well, I vowed not to let anyone fuck over me. I don't give a fuck who it is, family, friend, or foe. It doesn't make a difference. I'll deal with the consequences as they come. Because if you're sure and you're planted firmly entrenched into your manhood, into your God being, then external situations don't put fear in you. Only time those situations put fear into you is when you're not firmly entrenched in your manhood and in your God energy. And you're functioning on a lower frequency. Then you leave yourself open and subject yourself to all this type of different fears and confusion. And then people fuck over you. I hope that I'm not leaving anybody behind the way I'm breaking this shit down, but I only can go, this is the lowest form that I can break this shit down to in this manner, on this particular subject matter. So back to Trump though. This is about taking over the oil and the opium. This gas prices went up a couple of pennies, recently, and that's because Iran is bucking, but the way the Nine Snakes has begun to start using all this heavy artillery, this nuclear power and all this shit, killing hundreds of thousands of men, women, children, and babies, just to take over the opium trade over in Afghanistan. And now they're gonna work on the oil trade, and that's a tug of war between the so-called superpowers, Russia, China, and the U.S. going over in the Congo and Uganda, into Ethiopia, down in all of these different African countries, where we are minerally rich, and they're just colonizing, creating wars between each side, playing both sides against the middle, So you have the Ethiopia and the Congo, and you have all these different countries in Africa going against each other. You know, literally walking around with heads in their hands. You know, because they've been tricked into killing each other. The same way that they do over here with us. Have us doing drive-bys and gang banging and all that. It's the same motherfucking technique. Play both sides against the middle. You know, because believe it or not, over here, when you have these Crips and Bloods and GDs and what have you, you know, BGF and all that shit, a lot of them motherfuckers are agents. You know, a lot of them motherfuckers are agents. You know, and you know, they're being paid, you know, to set up murder sprees among both sides. Why you think it's always a leader? How can you be a leader and a leader of some unorganized, uncivilized, with people with no social skills, no type of mental training, no type of emotional stability whatsoever, and you can be the leader without being questioned? How did you become the leader? A lot of these people are planted here, and you know, you've seen it on TV, you've seen it in the movies. You know how these motherfucking crackers can create an identity for people and make them appear to be so, you know, great or so plugged in, and they're sent to cause confusion, destruction, and death. Because there's no way the gang violence should be this high and the body count this high in Chicago if police were on the street 24/7, 24/7, all types of tactical units with the mayor standing behind it, enforcing curfew, highly restricted curfew laws, you know, house searches, and roadblocks and the like. But if it was crackers doing that, you would see this shit. This shit would be on TV 24/7. But since it's niggas, and that's how they look, let the niggas kill each other. You know. Trump also signed that motherfucking HJ Resolution 43 about that family planning shit. In other words, that Planned Parenthood, population control. Come on, brothers and sisters, we gotta wake up and get on top of our game, man. These people are not playing. You know, and pretty soon, you know, they start injecting microchips into people in the UK. And it's going to be a mandatory thing in the years to come. But a lot of us don't care because we want to floss, you know, and look good and smell good and be high. And that's going to be the downfall of us. That's going to be the downfall of us. Being tricked into materialism and fake gangsterism and drugs. That's how we're going to get tricked. You know. And if we're not careful, they're going to use one of our greatest assets in human history to do that with, which is the black woman. If we're not careful. So, I want to touch back on Charlie Murphy briefly. Again, you know, I wish the brother, you know, the best. I can feel that, you know, he's at peace. He's moving gracefully along the ancestral realm, you know, and you know, once again, my prayers and my energy and my hoteps and black powers go out to the Murphy family, you know, that they embrace each other in this time of grieving, and that they can, you know, gather up the strength the emotional and spiritual energy to celebrate the life of Charlie Murphy. You know, we're all gonna miss him. You know, he's a powerful brother. Once again, strong brother, committed, responsible. But like I said, it's just kind of kind of strange that no one knew that this brother was dealing with this leukemia. As much as our people have these fundraisers and and being spokespersons for certain ailments that plague the black community, there's certain actors, actresses, and leaders and entertainers and their siblings and children or whatever may be dealing with. They become advocates for that particular ailment. So it's kind of strange. But like I said, I'll do some research on it, and I'll find out what's really going on, But at the same time, like I said, let's just, bless their family. And once again, in closing, keep abreast with this motherfucking Trump, man. But what's going on? Turning playoffs and shit off for a minute, man. You've been watching that shit all your motherfucking life. All your motherfucking life you've been watching this shit. And every year they bring us a move. Every time the playoffs come, they bring us a move. Because May 1st is the birth date of the Illuminati. And even if you want to deal with numbers briefly, look at the day Charlie Murphy made his ascension, April the 12th. If you turn the 12 around, what is it? 21. April 21st. That's the day Prince made his ascension. I mean, for those who dealing with numbers, that's just something that, something to build on right there. But just let's just try to plug in so you can understand what's going on, besides sitting back complaining about what's happening when you're not making any preventive measures in terms of educating yourself so you can educate your spouse, your seeds, your family, your siblings, your community, and then the nation. But you can't do that, watching KD, hit threes and, Westbrook, dunking and all that bullshit, man. It's a time for all that shit, man. Of course, I love sports. I played football, all the way up to the college, I played the high school level, and I wanted to play in the college level, but I went into the military. As a child, I started. I boxed, I played baseball, lift weights. I wrestled in junior high. I did, I was very athletic. But once I became conscious, I found out, man, shit, I am the sport. I am the sport. So, I'll be getting back with you all, later. So until then, peace. Hotep, Black Power.